Shalom, we the Hebrew Israelites. We come out week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of America and the uplifting of our nation, the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, you Latinos, and you Native Americans. You are the true biblical Israelites that the Holy Bible speaks of. You know? First and foremost, we want to give all praises and glory to our Lord and Savior, Yahweh.
Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Rakakudash.
Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone taught us this truth. And salutations to all you Akim through the four corners of the earth that's preaching His word in sincerity and in truth. You know? And pretty much we're just going to get right to the spirit, though. That the times that we're in is what? The times of prophecy. Matter of fact, give me Jeremiah 28, 8. You know, because we're in the time to where the Lord's set up a story, pretty much He set up a story of things that are going to play out in the physical realm, which is the third dimension. The story was that what? His people, the Israelites, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you are created to serve Him. Tell you that the whole duty of man on the earth is to fear the Most High and to keep His commandments. You are created to serve your power, which is Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. And He only cares about you. You know? We're His chosen people. And that's the reason why you in the ghettos, the reason why you suffering, the reason why niggas is getting gunned down in the streets, you marching, protesting. The so-called white man is going to keep killing you niggas for what? Because you're not returning back to your power. Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, you know?
Yeah, this is Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
So when you read the Bible, when you get into the books of the prophets, Jeremiah, Isaiah, Ezekiel, you know, just to name a few, they prophesied against what? Many kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. Now, why is the Lord bringing war, evil, and pestilence? Why is the Lord bringing all these calamities to the earth? Matter of fact, because pretty much His people, the Israelites, you giving over your mind to the Esau, the so-called white man, which is the devil that the Bible speaks of. You know?
Second Ezra chapter 15. Verse 5, 2 Ezra 15:5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction.
Just like we read in Jeremiah 28:8, the prophets prophesied against war, evil, and pestilence. The Lord said He's going to bring pestilence, plagues upon the world. The sword, famine, death, and destruction. Now, why is He bringing it?
Verse 6. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth.
Wickedness is everywhere. Nobody is doing what the Lord created them to do. You know, matter of fact, Job 9:24. The so-called white man has been given rulership over the earth, and under his rulership, he's polluted the minds of these people. Your thought, your ways on how you conduct yourself are immoral. You know, you're on a low vibration. Because the Israelites, you were created to be on a high vibration. We were given what? The laws, the statutes, and the commandments, which elevates us above all nations. You know, how to govern yourself, what to eat, what not to eat. You know, different laws on how to conduct yourself on the earth.
Yeah, this is Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
So the earth was given, the rulership of the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Who is the wicked? Esau, the so-called white man. So under his vibration, everything is corrupt. You know? He elevates men, women over men. He elevates and gives the women rights. You know?
Yeah, it says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is He?
Yeah, one of the main ways He covered the face of the judges thereof is covering up our Lord and Savior and putting His image up, you know? Which is an example right here. Covering up the face of the judges thereof, you know? Painting the Israelites to look as He looks, which the look as He look is a sin. The sin of leprosy, you know? The people of the Lord's curse. You know?
Malachi chapter 1.
Yeah, so pretty much the Lord, see, the reason why these plagues are coming on the earth is because wickedness is everywhere, and the Lord is going to clean up this wickedness via what? His plagues. Just like he smote Egypt with plagues as before in the ancient times, 10 plagues. He's going to smite the modern day Egypt, which is America, with plagues, but on a greater scale.
I'll go back to this. 2 Deliverance 15 and 5. No, verse 6 says, "For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled."
Yeah, their hurtful works are fulfilled. So the Lord only allows wickedness to go on for so long before He acts. He has a time frame. Just like during the time of the flood, during the time of Adam, Noah, he let wickedness go on for so long to a point where he was fed up. And what did he do? He brought the flood and saved Noah and his 3 sons. Yeah, you got that?
This is Genesis chapter 6, verse 5. "And the Most High saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually."
So the Lord looked in that time and seen that everything on the earth was in wickedness. People's thoughts and minds, they thinking process was the thought process of doing what? Wickedness. And that's exactly what's going on today. See, what Esau does, he captures the minds of the people, to get their minds governed to wickedness. Because once you capture the mind of somebody, you pretty much got their spirit. He pretty much convincing the people that what's right is wrong and what's wrong is right.
It says, "And it repented the Lord that He had made man on the earth, and it grieved Him at His heart. And the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I created from the face of the earth."
That's the time we're in now, to where the Lord is going to destroy you people on the earth with nuclear fire. 2/3 of you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're going to go up in smoke via the nuclear destruction and various other ways too. Whether you starve to death, whether you die of Esau gunning you down with his FEMA troops, like you read in 2nd Ezra, the plagues that are coming upon the earth.
It says, "And the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air."
So the Lord didn't spare anything. He killed everything. The creeping things, the animals, trees. And Noah had take, I believe it was 7 of the clean and 2 of the unclean. Pretty much that's what the Lord is going to do. He's going to bring a great deliverance to His elect. The 144,000 that's scattered through the 4 corners of the earth, and the 1/3, and everybody else, you're going to take part in the wrath of Yahweh.
It says, "For it repented me that I had made man, but Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord."
Noah is a representation of the elect. He found favor in the eyes of Yahweh and was delivered. That's why the Lord told him to build that ark. Build that ark and prophesy 120 years that there's going to be a flood, and tell the people to turn away from their wickedness, which they didn't do. See, that shows you that Yahweh is a merciful power. He gives you time to repent. We're in the grace period now. The fact that we're out here speaking to you people in the time, the perilous times that we're in, is the grace period for you to recognize your wickedness. And I'm speaking about our people, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans who are the Israelites. For you to recognize your evil ways, that you're not doing the will of Yahweh and to turn away from it. Come back to the Lord. Seek the Lord while He may be found. Call you upon Him while He's near. So the Lord can pardon you and have mercy upon you. Ultimately, it's predestined.
I appreciate this. Amos 9 and 8. "Behold, the eyes of the Lord are upon the simple kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth."
Yes, the eyes of the Lord, Yahweh are upon the sinful kingdom, which is America. Ultimately, the whole planet Earth. The scriptures say the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. So He sees everything, even your thought process, And He said He's going to destroy it off the face of the earth. Because Esau's way has overcome the earth. Wickedness is everywhere.
Like the brother saying, it's chiefly talking about here in America. This is the spirit point of wickedness. The philosophies go from here and out to the rest of the world. That's why you have a term known as Americanization. American ways being pressed out throughout the rest of the earth. Because America is the only land that's going to be completely destroy and never inhabit it again, man. You know, and rightfully so. You see why, man. All right, turn on the news, okay? Look at social media. All right, look at what's going on in this place, man. It's nothing but all wickedness. And here it is, clearly in the time of judgment. Yet these people don't give a damn, man. All right, they want to continue to fulfill their own carnal lust, man. You know, just as in the times of Noah. It says, "Behold, the eyes of the Lord are upon the simple kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth."
That's the time we're in now, to where Yahweh Shema Shai is getting ready to execute his judgment on the earth.
Yep.
And that's why you see these plagues happen the way they happen. Jake dying Jake being dying on high levels. It's just that now the Lord we're living in a technology age where the camera phone has been invented. So you can be anywhere and pull out your phone and record things. So Esau can't really hide things under the rug like he used to back in the ancient times, or the old days. Jake put to death when people got the camera phones out seeing it. Put it right there in the media, right there on social media. So the Lord is making it clear who the enemy of the Israelites is. And he's letting it be known that you Jakes are wicked. So judgment is coming upon you.
Saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord.
We're just talking about the elect. The Lord is not going to utterly destroy the whole nation of Israel, because you have a remnant, an elect that's returning back to Yahweh Shai, repenting from their ways, being born again, so to speak, putting off the old man and putting on the new man, walking in the spirit of Yahweh Shai, doing what's commanded of us to do, doing what we created to do. Keeping his commandments to the best of our ability. Of course, we're not going to do a complete 100%, because we've been subject to we're creatures that have been subject to the flesh, and the hope that Yahweh Shai is going to come and deliver us from this flesh and make us perfect like he is. But the fact of the matter is, the scriptures say, Judges 5:11, get that real quick. The scriptures, we don't listen to the scriptures. Pretty much, it's a rehearsal. You gotta put some effort in.
If I could add this, we're rehearsing. Just like if as they shut down now, when artists used to do shows and concerts, what would they do first? Or a musical, you would do rehearsals first. You would have choreography, you would have vocal coaches, and just go over your whole performance. So then when you finally hit the stage, when it's that day, when it's the time to do the show, you nail it. That's what we're preparing for, man. For when the Lord returns, man, we're going to be made perfect.
So pretty much, like the brother was saying, when you rehearsing something, you practicing, you're going to mess up. You're not going to like when you get preparing to do a performance, you may mess up on your dance moves, but the fact of the matter is you're practicing and practicing. So when showtime comes, you're on point. So that we're in the rehearsal, meaning the Lord gave us the ways, so we try to do it to the best of our ability. That don't give you no excuse to just be a wicked ass nigga. I'm an Israelite. The Lord died for me. I'm covered. You continue in your wickedness. You gotta put some effort into this thing. Things are required of you. You can grow your beard out, grow your beard out. The Lord said don't cut your beard. That's something easy. This thing, the Lord said don't eat the swine, the pork. Put that shit down.
Judges 5:11. They that are delivered from the noise of archers in the places of drawing water.
We're just talking about over here in America, because ultimately this is where the main deliverance of the nation of Israel is going to take place, right here in Babylon the Great.
There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of Yahweh.
So right here, in this very land, is where we're rehearsing the righteous acts. We're actually doing a good thing in the eyes of the Lord. Trying to do the right thing. Of course, we're not going to get it perfect. We're in the flesh. And that's why, matter of fact, Romans 8, subject to the same and hope. That's why we need a Savior.
It says, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord. Even the righteous acts towards the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates.
Romans 8, you probably start off with start at 16, Romans 8:16.
This is Romans 8:16. The Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High.
Yeah, so that scripture is saying the Spirit bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. So we don't necessarily, because back in the ancient world, we had the records, your pedigree. You go, okay, my father, his father, go all the way back to Benjamin, or go back to Levi, go back to Gad. So right now, us having the faith that we're Israelites is a spiritual thing. And we know Israelites, that we're Israelites because we have the faith that we're Israelites, and the Israelites got the sauce. The salt, Israel is the salt of the earth. We add the flavor to the earth. So the Spirit bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh Shemashah.
Yeah. It says the Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. And if children and heirs, heirs of the Most High.
And if children and heirs meaning we're joined, heirs meaning we're joined to the promise. So whatever the Most High has promised for His Son, we're going to receive that.
Yeah. It says, and if children and heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with Mashiach Yahushua.
Heirs of the Most High and joint heirs with Mashiach Yahushua. Now we know, according to the scriptures, that the Lord promised His Son a kingdom, the rulership of the earth and the universe. So if He promised that to His Son, we're going to inherit the same things with Yahushua if we suffer with Him. The scriptures say we suffer with Him that we may be also glorified together. So you're going to catch hell coming into this truth. Giving your life over to Yahweh Shemashah. You're going to be put through things. The Lord ain't going to just give you all His glory without you passing the test. You're going to be brought low. You're going to be brought to very low points in your life where you are forced to call on your Maker, Yahweh Shemashah, to build your faith.
It says, if so be that we suffer with Him, that we may also glorify together.
Yeah, so if we suffer with Yahushua, coming into the truth, being persecuted for this truth, the Most High put you through things in your life, things that would never happen regularly. All of a sudden, you realize that you're in a fight. We're actually in a spiritual fight. From the day we were born on the earth, like we read Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. The spiritual demon Satan has his hand in this earth. He has his demons influencing the minds of these people through his counterpart Esau, the so-called white man, his philosophies and his ways. But we've been introduced to a fight from the day of birth. But coming into this truth, we have become aware of the fight that we in. So now the fight gets real technical. The enemy knows that you're aware of him now. So now he's really coming at you. Shit is happening that you never thought would happen to you in your life. What is it happening to you for? To build up your faith. For you to call on Yahweh Shemashah, because we're not doing nothing of our own strength.
It says, if so be that we suffer with Him, that we may be also glorified together.
Because Yahweh 2,000 years ago, He suffered. He had to go through all types of trials and tribulations. Ultimately, he had to go to the ultimate test, which He put on that cross, which He didn't want to do that, because in the Garden of Gethsemane, He prayed to the Father 3 times for the cup to pass from Him. And the Father didn't answer Him, so He knew He had to drink of that cup, which is being put on the cross, and suffer one of the worst deaths known to man. But ultimately, He did that for the nation of Israel, so that we can be accepted back in the eyes of Yahweh as His sons. His blood covered all the sins of Israel, past, present, and future.
It says, for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
So the sufferings that we're going through, the hell we catching, being brought low in the flesh, everything we go through, it don't feel good when you go through it, but none of that we're going through can compare to the glory that we want to receive. And the scriptures say, eyes have not seen, nor ears have heard, that the Most High have prepared for them that love Him and that wait for Him. We can't comprehend the glory that the Father is going to give His chosen nation. But we know from reading the Bible that's going to be out of this world. New bodies, superhuman bodies, vehicles that travel the universe known as the chariots of Israel. Your own wives that are your wives that have been born to serve you. Like that movie Coming to America when he received his wife. She said, ever since I've been born, I've been trained to serve you. That was a spiritual movie, the first scene. You know, that's how we literally gonna live in the kingdom of heaven. Every event, every walk in your life is gonna be an event. You get up to go to the restroom, it's an event. You get up to go whatever, you want to put your clothes on, it's an event. You got slaves there to serve you. That's just some things that the Lord said He's gonna give us. Right?
It says, for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
And the glory is going to be revealed in us. Lord's will, we endure to the end, and we are those men that the chosen elect, the 144,000. Because you believe you me, those men that are, you read about Revelation 7 chapter, Revelation 14, throughout the whole Holy Scriptures, those men are here on the earth. You know, some are in the spiritual world, some are already crossed over. But majority of them are right here on the earth, 12,000 men out of each tribe. And the Lord said the glory is going to be revealed in us. So if we endure to the end, the Lord is going to glorify us, you know, magnify us. We ain't going to be on this low level as the world perceives us to be.
Verse 19, for the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of the Most High.
The creature, that's pretty much the whole creation, is waiting for the elect to come back into rulership. Because once the elect get the rulership of the earth, everything is going to go back to how it was from the beginning. They're going to restore everything to how it was, you know. Fresh air, clean water, you know. The scriptures say when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Everybody's mourning because why? Esau, the so-called white man, is polluted the earth. You know? You can't even walk out the house and get some fresh air without seeing the damn chemtrails flying in the air. You know? You want to drink some water. When in the ancient world did you have to go buy water? You actually have to go buy your water just to make sure it's clean. No?
And then a certain type of water too.
Yeah, alkaline water.
Yeah.
And then you got to go in faith there. If you read it, if it is what it is.
For the creature was made subject to vanity, and not willingly, but by reason of him who have subject the same in hope.
Yeah, that's the point I wanted to get to. The creature is talking about us. We were made subject to vanity, meaning this flesh that we've been placed in is subject to sin. Being put in the flesh, meaning the spiritual demon Satan has access to your flesh, you know, and that's the fight that we're in this truth. Them demons get on your ass, you know. Demons get you, get in your mind and cause you to go off, and that's the fight. We gotta rebuke them demons when the thoughts come, you know.
Yep. It says, yeah, verse 20, Romans 8:20. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly.
Yeah, the creature, the Most High made us subject to going off, but not willingly. Because if it was of our own will, we would have been perfect from the beginning during the time of the garden. We would have been perfect. The Lord would have established us as a nation. Deuteronomy, the 15th chapter, the first verse on down to the 14th verse, would have been in effect. All nations would have been subject unto us. All we would have known is just righteousness. But the Heavenly Father made us to go on because we had to learn wickedness so we can appreciate righteousness. Because in the kingdom of heaven, the Lord is going to perfect us. He's going to make us perfect. We're going to be gods in the flesh, superhuman. You watch movies like Superman, X-Men, Hancock. These movies that you watch, you see these men on such a God level with powers beyond the earth's understanding. They don't get that. They don't make that for no reason. We're going to be on those levels in the kingdom. We're going to be super men and super women. But in order for us to appreciate that and understand why the Lord is going to give us all this glory, we had to be brought to a low level. We had to be brought down low. You know, we had to suffer. You know? Got it out.
Yeah, it says, because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption.
And that's the hope that we have, that the Lord, Yahweh Shah is going to come back and deliver us from this corruptible flesh. You know, all these negative thoughts, the fight that we have to go through is going to be over when Yahweh Shah returns and delivers his elect. And that's the hope that we have, that we're part of the hopeful elect, and that the Lord is going to deliver us.
It says, because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption And to the glorious liberty of the children of the Most High.
And to the glorious liberty of the children of the Most High. So we're going to be delivered out of this flesh. We're going to be elevated. The Lord is going to magnify us, glorify us. Because we represent Yahweh Shema Shah on the earth. We're his people, So if he brought us on this low level and he said, you are my chosen, I love you, Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated. And he brought us on this low level and magnified our enemies on a level, so to speak. What is he going to do when he glorifies us, What type of level is we're talking about the Most High. He has no beginning, no ending. You can't measure his thoughts. What type of power is he going to give his men, starting with his son Yahweh Shah on the earth? We can't even imagine the glory, the power that we're going to receive. When the Most High will come down, people, let's take an example, Mount Sinai, when Moses went up to speak with the Lord, when he came down, the people were afraid of Moses. They said his face shone because he was in the presence of glory. He was in the presence of glory. What are we going to be when the Lord magnifies us? The scriptures say they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament. We're going to be on the God level that's beyond the comprehension of this earth. It's going to be surreal to these people, but it's going to be a reality.
It's Philippians chapter 3, I'm starting 20. It says, for our conversation is in heaven, from whence also, it says, for our conversation is in heaven, from whence also we look for the Savior, the Lord Yahweh Shah HaMashiach.
And that's our hope. Our conversation is in this truth. That's why when brothers get together, we're mainly talking about what? The truth. We may talk about different worldly things, but it always leads back to the truth. That's what our conversation is.
Yep, that word conversation is anastrophe, which means the conduct, the way you carry yourself. Like the brother said, you're supposed to be rehearsing the righteous acts. You know what I mean? You're supposed to aim to please the Lord Yahweh Shah. Alright? So it says, for our conversation is in heaven, from whence also we look for the Savior, the Lord Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. Verse 21 says, who shall change our vile body, that it may be fashioned like unto his glorious body.
And that's the hope that we have, that Yahweh Shah is going to return and deliver us from this flesh that we're rehearsing the righteous acts in. Because us being Israelites, our spirits that are within us are perfect. We're perfect beings in the spirit, but the fact that we're subject to the flesh means we're subject to going off, being wicked. Our spirits want to do the right thing, but the flesh draws us to do the wrong thing. That's why you constantly find yourself having to repent and pray, ask the Lord for forgiveness. But when Yahweh Shah returns, we're going to overcome the fight because he's going to deliver us and give us new bodies where we can't sin, we can't go on. We're going to be programmed to be righteous. It's going to be in us to be perfect. Just like the way the Heavenly Father programmed these bodies. Like certain things your body does without you having to think about it. You blink, your eyes blink because the air, your eyes get dry, so you blink to keep the moisture going. You don't think about that, you may eat food and your body automatically digests your food. You don't think about, okay, let me take the nutrients out of this apple I just eat. Your body just does it. They call it your subconscious mind. It's just in your body to do so, Unless your body is jacked up and you're having problems, that's part of the curses too. But for the most part, your body does what it's programmed to do. I'm using that as an example. That's the same way our new bodies are going to be programmed in the kingdom to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. It's going to be in you to be righteous. Okay, the Sabbath come in, you're going to keep it. I ain't going to be, I messed up.
Yeah, it says, who shall change our vile body that it may be fashioned like unto his glorious body, according to the working whereby he is able even to subdue all things unto himself.
Yeah, so we're going to be changed just like Yahweh Shah has been changed. The scriptures say he's not going to meet us like he did 2,000 years ago. He said, I will not meet thee as a man. So Yahweh Shah has been glorified in the heavens, and he's going to come back on the earth in a new body, a superhuman body, to be glorified in the third dimensional realm, in the flesh, so to speak. In superhuman flesh.
It's Hebrews 8, let's start at 6. But now have ye obtained a more excellent ministry, by how much also he is the mediator of a better covenant.
Better covenant, because the first covenant speaks about when Moses was on Mount Sinai and the Lord gave him the 613 laws, statutes, and commandments for Israel to keep, which, like we read in Romans 8, the creature was made subject to vanity. So from that point, On Mount Sinai, the Lord knew that we weren't going to be able to keep the commandments 100%. Thus, Moses said, look, if you don't do right by the Lord, all these curses are going to come upon you.
Just a sign, just a sign, just a sign.
So the Lord knew that we were going to go off. He knew that we were going to be brought low. He knew that he was going to raise the nations up over us. Everything was part of his plan. Everything was part of his story. It had to play out.
What's your nationality? You Italian?
It says,
Or the Hebrew Israelite?
but now have you obtained a more excellent ministry, by how much also he is the mediator of a better covenant.
The mediator of a better covenant. So Yahushua is going to bring us that better covenant.
Which was established upon better promises.
Established upon better promises. So the Lord is going to perfect us. You know? We're going to be perfect. Right?
For if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second.
So if the Most High made us perfect from the beginning, you know, during the time of Adam and Eve, during the time of the garden, if we had been perfect when the Lord delivered us from the land of Egypt, how would he have room to bring in a second covenant? That means Deuteronomy, the 15th chapter, the first verse on down would have been in effect. We would have been ruled. All nations would have been subject under us.
28th chapter.
Yes, it's like the 28th chapter, 15 verse,
1
1
through
15. We would have been 1 through 14. We would have been in power. You know? But we had to be brought low. We had to learn what it is to go against the Most High, and by doing that comes what? The fear of the Lord. The Lord will jack your ass up. He'll fuck your ass up. Don't excuse my language. The Lord will get you good, and we learned that.
Verse 8, for finding fault with them.
I finally fought with them, so the Lord found fault with us in His flesh.
The law, statutes, and commandments is perfect. You know, it's just us, we went off. It says, for finding fault with them, he says, behold, the days come, said the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Judah.
And that's what Yahushua is going to bring to the planet Earth, to his people, the Israelites, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and you Native Americans, starting with his elect, a new covenant, a new agreement. We're going to be changed out of this flesh. You ain't going to look at us and reference us as niggas, spicks, wetbacks, you know, the bywords that they call us now. You're going to reference us as the gods of the planet Earth. And we're going to rule you with a rod of iron, with brutal force. You know? We're going to break you to shivers, as the scriptures say. You ain't going to be, oh, that's a nigga right there. You know, they have terms for us, bywords. You're going to recognize glory when you see it.
Verse 9, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt. Because they continue not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, said the Lord.
So it was set up, we couldn't keep it even if we wanted to. Even Moses went off, you know, that's why he didn't receive the, he didn't go to the promised land, you know. So we couldn't, it was set up that we had to learn wickedness.
For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, said the Lord.
So this is the new covenant that Yahushua is going to bring to his elect, which is going to make us perfect in the eyes of Yahweh, meaning our kingdom is going to be an everlasting kingdom. He's never going to raise up another nation to bring us out of power, because we're going to be perfect in his eyes. Right?
It says, I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts.
So Yahweh Shema Shai is going to put his laws in our flesh, in our mind.